some of the lineup questions have been answered, obviously, for the postseason. What kind of led to some of the decisions like at 33, 49?
It's the way it worked out. I understand that, people want a glimpse on the inside, but that's the way it worked out. We got a lot of good people, and we're deep in some weights, and that's a good thing for us.
How hard were some of those decisions?
What?
How hard, difficult were some of those decisions?
It's the way they worked out, It's just certain things happen, and it's the way it worked out. We're in the postseason now. There's 10 weights and one guy at each weight. We're fired up about our team.
How much do you think Brody's experience over the years could help him here in this final opportunity for him?
I'm not sure that experience, not to, throw your question in the trash can. I'm not sure experience has anything to do with any kind of entitlement or even a little guarantee to have success because you're experienced or because you're a veteran. I think that there's a lot to be said for getting up. There's a lot to be said that peaking is a mindset. There's a lot to be said that this is the most important time of the year. This is the second most important event, and it's the most important event up to this point in time. It is a qualifier. You got to get through this to get to the next one. Everything that you do well today helps you for tomorrow. And if you stumble today, you got to get up and go tomorrow also. So really, you're writing your own ticket. And regardless if you have experience, more experience, we've had some guys that have 7th years now. We have guys that have 6 years now. There's no guarantee. So just go out and be ready to go every time out. Control the things that you can control. Have a blast. Score points. And put on a display of awesomeness for your fans and your family.
Why did you decide to keep Arnold and Keeter's red shirt?
There's a lot of things that go into those decisions. They're certainly capable. We have other guys that are capable there as well. And when you look at, there's different reasons for both of them. When you look at each individual reason, the bottom line is at the end of this process, this program and this guy really like the idea of both those guys having 4 years at the end of this year.
When you're making the decision about them, is there any discussion with football of how it could be mutually beneficial, or is it just you each making that?
I think there's not like how it could be mutually beneficial. I think they run their organization, we run ours, knowing that we have a very capable and unique student athlete there, and I think both programs are really excited about him and his future. And when the time to talk is upon us, we'll talk. My favorite people on campus are Kirk Ferentz and his staff, for a lot of reasons. And this is just something that it just a little bit makes us a little bit tighter. There's a little bit more in common. So, we'll cross that bridge communication-wise when we get there. But to answer your question, this wasn't like a mutual decision, so he can springboard better as a second year going into the spring football season, etc. This was based on, like I said, there's a lot of reasons why you would do it, and there's a lot of reasons why you wouldn't do it. And I tell you what, Bradley Hill, he ain't chopped liver. He's a capable, talented, explosive heavyweight that we love.
I was going to ask you that. What is it that really he is? Because you've talked about him a lot and how much he's improved this year. What have you seen out of him, just especially in the last few years?
Seriousness. I tell him that he probably could do better if he took himself a little more serious, but that's kind of an inside joke now between us. He's a fun guy. He's a fun, popular guy in that locker room. but he's also serious about his development. He's been serious about his development. The conversations that we have with him, you don't have to worry about if you got to have follow-up conversation because you may have bruised his ego or damaged his feelings. He is very accountable, he owns it, very thick-skinned in the right way. And he's honest. He's honest with himself and he's honest with us when the conversations are direct and go that direction. We love him. We love him.
Is there any area that Brody's made improvements on?
I think that the comfort level of relationship between coach and athlete, between Brody Teske and Tom Brandt specifically, Brody Teske and the program, I think that that is something that has to be talked about. And I think that's happened. I would say that Brody Teske has an idea of how he wants his wrestling to look. And I think that idea matches up with our philosophy in the program. And we know that he can do it. He's done it at the highest level. And we're looking for his best performance, and he's looking for his best performance. And it's time to go. And that's about as much overlap and, you shut the camera off, so I won't finish my thoughts there. I mean, you gotta finish the, you gotta put it all in context. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving you a pro tip on how to.
We get video.
Oh, you get Nellie's feed?
Yeah.
All right. I would say that Brody Teske and Iowa wrestling know what we want both of our wrestling to look like, and we've seen it at a high level from him, and now we're at the time of year where we need it, he needs it, time to go. Have a blast, score points, make your opponents pay, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Was his preceding? I mean, is that-
Yeah, I mean, there's funny things that go on, and he wrestled at Oklahoma State, and you got to make sure the situation that we were in, the timing was right, and we're going to do what's best for our athletes first. And in my assessment, in the program's assessment, it was right to get the timing right for the wrestle-off for a lot of reasons. And I'm not going to get into it too much. I've already said probably more than I want to say about it. But it's a policy, I guess you could say, with the Big Ten that when you submit your lineup and you get to a certain point and you do change, there has to be a certain number of points. It's got to be close, within 2 or 3 points. I'm not sure exactly what it is, on whether or not you can open it up for a coach's vote. And the policy says that because of how this went down, we are not able to open it up for another vote. So he goes to the 14 seed, and away we go.
All right, thanks, Tom.
Hey, thanks. Brody Teske?